Okay, people, bonus video this week. The other day I left you off with a video or something that looked like this, and when we went to preview this, we can see that the outline of the wolf head is masked out, and there's a blank or masked out area. If I can zoom in, we can see this masked out area here, where that's where we left off. Now, I said that you can make a clock out of this, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to back off this a little bit. I'm going to have to take my clock face, and now I need to make a clock. So I'm going to I'm going to try a different font here. This Ballet Harmony is a free font you can get off a website called Free Fonts, and I'm just going to do my standard, very basic clock face. I'm not going to do the serial number version, just going to do a basic clock face. And I'm going to use my circle array tool. And I'm going to create my 12 numbers. Okay. Now, oops. Let's just try that again here. I think I pressed cancel instead of OK. Circle array and press OK. So now if I wanted to, if I took all my numbers and so I hide this image, hide this right here. If I took all of this, just center this so I can see this a little bit better. If I took all of this, oops, and grouped it and turn on my image, and I want to mask, and bring my image in, we can see that it's not bad for the numbers down in the darker part of my image, but up here they're going to be a little bit hard to see. So what I want to do is I'm going to get all my numbers fixed up here, and then I'm going to leave these ones 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, leave those ones at the bottom as an outline, so they're masked out properly. But these top ones here, so 9 through 3, I want to fill those in, but I want to fill them in but also leave the mask there. Okay, so that's my goal. So let's undo my mask, and let's just fix up my numbers here. I need to ungroup everything so I can fix up my numbers. Let's go 6. Let me just switch this to full screen here so you can see what I'm doing here. Back here. Oops. 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to leave my 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as that, but on the other ones, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to, well, let's start with 1, and I'm going to do an offset inward 0.15. Oh, let's make it 0.5. I'm going to set that to a different layer. I'm going to set it to the red layer. So now that's going to print out dark, because that's going to print there. Same with the 2. I'm going to do an offset here. Inward 0.5. Set it on the red layer. 3, same thing. Do an offset. I love my offset tool. I've been playing with Lightburn for quite a while, and I just love my offset tool. Now, the 9, I'm going to not select outer shapes only, because I want to get the hollow part of the 9. Select that. There. Same thing with 10. Shouldn't be a problem. Oops. Do my offset first before I fill it in. And my 12. Offset. There we go. And put it on the red layer. Now, if I hide my red layer, so hide all that. And now I want to group everything, all my blue layer. Let's group it. Now when I do my image mask, it's kind of a cool trick here. Apply mask to image. Once again, slide my image over, kind of the way I want. Something like that. And turn on my red layer. And now, when we go to preview this, let's go to preview mode. We can see, it doesn't look like you can see those numbers, the 3 through the 9, but they are there. Now, if you wanted to, you could select that, make those a different color on those, and set the shading a little bit better. Or you could have instead filled them in and put an offset around it. And I think that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to back off a little bit. Okay, so let's turn on my red layer here. And oops, I got the back off here, so I have to get these. On. Let's see if I can do this here. There we go. Let's delete my inward offset. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take my 9 and I point in my 10, my 11, my 12, somehow I managed to sorry about this, people. I'm just trying to move everything around. Take these numbers, 2 and 3. Now, see if I can select all my numbers here and do all the offsets at once. See if this will work. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Now I want to do an offset outward of 2, and I put that on the blue layer. And maybe I should back off that offset a little bit. Let's do 1.5. That that's better. And put it on the blue layer. And hide my red, oops, wrong red layer. Hide my red layer. And once again, I want to select everything. I want to group it. And then I'm going to take my image, click on the group circle, and apply mask to image. Move my image in somewhere kind of like that. And then turn on my red layer. And now when I preview this, you can see the outline around all my numbers. So that's another way you can do this. I probably should have used less than 1.5, so let's back off a little bit. There, back off. Let's try just one. There we go. Okay, put on the blue layer. And I know that red layer is not going to affect anything. Yes, it will. It will. Turn that off. So I just want my blue layer grouped together. And apply mouse to image. Select my image. Move it into where I want it. Somewhere about there. Turn that on, and now there's my preview. So you can see the numbers a little better. If I zoom in on here, you can see that offset around those numbers 3 through 9 allow the numbers to stand out, whereas the bottom ones 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are just holes in the image. And you can see that if I unselect my red layer, oops, and just go view, we can see the holes. Right, so you may want to play with this a little and see what you can do. But once again, there's a way to create an image background for a clock. And one thing I did on here, you can't really see, I have this layer 14. This is my cut layer. And my cut layer is just inside outside of my circle. And what that does when I do this, when I actually engrave, the image goes out past where I want the circle clock size to be, and then when I cut it, it cuts right on that. I've done this before, and I kind of like it that way. So there you go, people. Another clock, and another use of image masking. And once again, I could have done this with the serial number version of my clock face, but this is actually better because I need to actually get the numbers and not the DDs that I use for my serial number. There's another way of doing a clock face where you can put a square where your numbers are going to be, create a circle array of 12 squares or rectangles, then put your numbers in and make them centered on those boxes. And if I were to do that, I would use a template layer for those squares. Something you can play with on your own just to see how that works for you. So take care, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.